Hi, everyone. If you are like many of us, this time that we're in, whether we're sheltered in place or not, is challenging. And it can show up in a lot of different ways in our body, one of which feels a little bit like you can't get your breath or you can't take a deep breath or you're having a little anxiety. And so I thought something that might really be helpful is to teach you a very basic yogic breath pattern. Um, it's super easy. You can do it for just a minute or two, or you can set it up so that you're going to do it for a little bit longer and then sit quietly and let the effects of the breath moving down into the lower part of the lungs um, help you to feel calm. So basically, it's just called belly breathing. And when I first learned how to do yoga, I was like, how can we breathe in our belly? I totally know anatomy and I know that the breath doesn't move in the belly. So I was very confused by that. But what's actually happening is when we breathe, our lungs are not breathing. The lungs are actually the container, if you will. The diaphragm breathes. It's a muscle that lays across the middle of your body, right underneath your lungs and right above your stomach. Looks like a mushroom, kind of sits like this. And when it breathes, when you inhale, it actually goes down. And then when you inhale, it actually goes up. So if you can visualize the lungs sitting on top. And so when you inhale and you pull, the diaphragm pulls down, what does it do? It expands the lungs for a larger capacity. And then when you're exhaling, the diaphragm goes back up and it pushes the air out of the lungs. And so when we're talking about breathing in the belly, what we're really trying to focus on is this idea of when the diaphragm draws down, it's actually distending the belly somewhat. And then when the belly draws in or the breath releases in the exhale, the diaphragm moves back up. And so why do you care about all that? Well, only so that you're not confused and you're really thinking you're breathing in your belly, because you're kind of not. In yoga, we talk about the breath pushes the prana, and the prana is our life force, and that's a whole nother conversation. But that's another good reason for developing a more deep, a more profound, and more stable breath pattern. And so for today, I know you can't see my hands, but I'm just laying my hands on my belly. Thumbs are somewhere around the belly button, pinky finger somewhere around the pubic bone, so you're on the lower part of the belly. And you're just going to allow the breath to just softly move in and out. And you can close your eyes for this if you like. I'm going to, just so I can stay focused with you. And you're noticing the breath as you inhale and as you exhale. Does the belly move? Now, I will tell you that if you have some anxiety or stress, there's tension in the diaphragm, and it's harder for the diaphragm to move, and therefore you won't feel a lot of movement in the belly. So as best as you can, soften the belly. Notice if you're holding tension there. And as you inhale, let the belly just open. And as you exhale, let the belly soften back down. Once you can establish this idea of breathing in the belly, and it might take you a little while, feet are flat on the floor, sitting bones are heavy in the chair, spine is erect. Then I want you to start to smooth your breath out. So if you're a little bit anxious or stressed, you're going to notice that your breath has some tension or edges to it. It doesn't feel smooth. That's an indication to you that even though you might pretend that you're doing all right, your body kind of knows different. So letting the breath start to have its own even, relaxed rhythm. Inhale and exhale are the same length, the same tone. And the edges and the sides, if you will, of the breath feel smooth and even. Breathing in and out through the nose. Soft, relaxed jaw. body heavy and supported by the chair you're sitting in. Once you can establish this even, natural breathing, and the breath feels like it's moving in the belly, and the breath feels even, both inhale and exhale, you can stay here for as long as you like. This particular breathing will send the message to your nervous system to become calm. The fight or flight nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system will soften and relax. And the parasympathetic nervous system will become a little bit more prominent, creating this, what we call rest and digest mode. And for the sake of this video, we'll just end here. So after your next exhale, you can go ahead and relax and open your eyes. And you might even take a moment to sense and feel how you're doing right now. And does it feel different? That was probably about 5 minutes. If that was helpful to you, I would highly suggest that you practice it daily, if not more than once a day. And it will start to train your nervous system to quiet down. And just remember that if stress and anxiety is something that you go to quickly, this practice will be profound, but it might also be a little bit challenging in the beginning. So don't give it up. It's a pretty amazing practice, as simple as it is. You don't need anything. You don't have to buy anything. You just have to sit and do it for 5 minutes. Okay, that's my share for today from my yogic sort of world. I hope it's helpful to you. You know to leave me a comment or to let me know somehow how you're doing and anything else that you need from me. I'm here now to help you in any way that I can and help myself too. So thanks so much for being here, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.